Coming up in court today.
You need to lose weight and you need to go on a diet. And
I work for
You told her to go on a diet?
He told me I need to go on a diet.
You're not her daddy. You can't tell her to go on a diet.
In the court system, justice is not always just. That's why they bring their disputes here. Real people, real problems, real revenge. Justice is eye for an eye.
The plaintiff is suing the defendant for medical bills as well as for emotional distress, claiming the salesman purposely discriminated against her. The defendant claims the lawsuit is frivolous and the plaintiff simply wants attention.
I went into this guy's store just to buy some shoes, and he treated me like an animal. Well, I hope the judge treats him like the animal that he is.
This lady's a proven liar. She's been lying about her shoe size, she's lying about my company, and the judge is going to see right through it.
All rise!
Extreme Akim, Extreme Akim, Extreme Akim, Extreme
Thank you. All right, Joanna Freeman, you're suing Larry Graver for $350 for some doctor bills. Is that correct?
That is correct,
sir. And I see here you're also suing $5,000 for emotional distress.
That is correct.
Okay, you're not doing any counter sue, correct?
Nope.
All right, tell me a little bit about it.
Well, on the day in question, I went into the store, the shoe store where he works, and I was waiting. There was quite a few customers, and I was waiting. In order to get a pair of shoes from the back that I wanted to try on. And I approached, excuse me, he asked me what happened.
Yeah,
Thank
ahead.
you.
Well, you should tell the truth.
You'll get your chance, you'll get your...
I approached him and I asked him if he could get a pair of shoes for me. He asked me if I could wait a moment because he had several customers, and I said, not a problem. He helped these other customers. Other customers came in. He continued to help other customers. 45 minutes passed by. I had gone to him several times and asked him if he could please help me to get some shoes.
I did. What were the other customers? Were they
well,
women?
all these other customers were these really cute, and I have nothing against really cute little white girls, not a problem at all. But he was way more...
Okay.
He was way more interested in helping them.
Okay.
And one girl, he even flirted with her and asked her for her phone number.
He's asking her for
He was asking a girl for her phone number. And
That's
the last time I went to a shoe store, the owner put the shoe on the foot. You look at it, that was it. He put the shoe on the foot. He caressed the foot. He did all this extra stuff. And I'm sitting here.
Ridiculous. That's crazy.
Exactly. And I'm sitting here this entire time waiting for him.
Were you on acid
to help me? Don't try to attack my character just because you're a tacky little man trying to get a date at work.
Well, I'm just,
anyway,
you know, we have a big difference about what really happened.
I waited patiently, and after all the other customers had left the store, I finally asked him,
They left because you were scared of the lady.
Excuse me.
And then what did he do?
I asked him if you could please get these shoes for me. Well, then he comes back and he brings me these shoes in a size 9. And I told him that's not what size... I told him that's not what size I asked for. I asked for a size 11. His response was just that tacky. So anyway, I sat down and attempted to try on the shoe. He was standing over me, just yapping. You're so rude, and you know you're a black bee, and all this other kind of stuff.
Oh my!
You need to lose weight, and you need to go on a diet. And
I work for.
You told her to go on a diet.
He told me I needed to go on a diet.
You're not her daddy. If you can't tell her to go on a diet,
he told me that if I lost weight, perhaps I could fit the size 9s that he originally bought me instead of these size 11s.
Were you watching
him? That's what he told me.
Ridiculous.
And
why don't you get a size?
Sir, do you always say that to people?
Oh yeah.
No. He doesn't not if they're cute little white girls. But if you're a 300-pound black woman, that's how he treats you.
Well, you got medical
there, and he's all in my ear, and I asked him to please go away.
The white girl's money is green.
Let me hear what she's got to say. What happened after that?
I asked him to please go away, and then he came over and he was all on my back, and I asked him if you would give me my space. He then got belligerent, pushed my chair, and I lost my balance. I tried to break my fall, which is how I ended up spraining my wrist, thus the $350 doctor bill.
Ridiculous.
I was already
so
down
you're saying
on the floor.
He intentionally pushed you out of the chair?
Yes, he did.
Did you intentionally push her out of the chair?
That's not what happened.
What happened then?
Well, here's the deal. I see her walk in, and I'm the manager of the store, okay? So I see her walk in, I say, okay, she looks like she knows what she wants. You know, we'll sell a few pairs of shoes, and that's it. Everybody will leave
just
happy.
because customers look like
how did
they
she
know what
sprain
they
her
want
ankle?
doesn't mean
Do you have any medical bills?
Yes, I
okay,
do.
give him
Right
Big
here,
Sugar Ray. Well, how did she get
This
injured?
situation culminated with us having to physically remove her from the store because she wouldn't leave.
Okay, who is
You
us?
had the option of leaving,
Who is us?
or we were going to
What do
call
you
the
mean she
police.
wouldn't leave?
She would not
He
leave. I don't
previously
know what
stated that
she
all the
wanted.
other customers were gone and there
We
was
don't
no
have a
one
shoe
else in the
factory
store.
back
Who is us?
in the back.
And
We
can
have a
he
limited
physically
selection
remove
of
me from a
shoes.
store? No.
Wait a minute. Your story doesn't make sense. What do you mean she wouldn't leave? Do you think the
She
woman just
would
wants
not leave. I don't know.
You expect me to believe she just was camping house there? What are you talking about?
After he pushed me out of the chair and then proceeded to hit me.
Pushed her out. I have a
after
better
he
chance
pushed me
pushing
out
a
of the
bear.
chair.
Let her tell it.
The plaintiff is suing the defendant for medical bills as well as for emotional distress, claiming the salesman purposely discriminated against her. The defendant claims the lawsuit is frivolous and the plaintiff simply wants attention.
After she was pushed out of the chair...
She wasn't pushed out of the chair. You're
Well, okay, well, after she fell out of the chair, what happened? What did she do?
So we left her out in the mall lobby. What were we supposed to? We had to get her out of the store.
What happened
Now
afterwards?
that's some good customer service. After he pushed me out of the chair and hurt my
we're
wrist,
just trying to protect other
I tried to
customers
defend
and
myself.
Let her tell the story. I want to hear.
I attempted to defend myself, but at this point, my purse had fallen over. My things
You're
were all over the
throwing
place, and I was
punches,
trying
Mike
to get
Tyson.
my stuff.
All you want
He
is
proceeded to hit me again.
She was what?
Hey, I'm just looking out for the other
If
customers.
I was being
was
Mike
doing what?
Tyson,
What did
I
you
would have
say?
bit your ear
What'd you
off.
say?
Anyway.
I'm responsible for the other
No,
customers.
what'd you say before that? She was
She
what?
was throwing punches.
Throwing punches?
Yes.
You're saying she hit you?
She tried to.
After she fell out of the chair? Did you try to hit him?
Before we even
Did you hit him?
After I fell out
Why
of the
am I
chair,
going to try
Let
to
me hear.
assault this
Let me
woman?
hear about her.
After he pushed me out of the chair and then proceeded to hit
Pushed
me.
her out. I have a
after
better
he
chance
pushed me
pushing
out
a
of the
bear.
chair
Let her tell it.
and attempted to hit me,
Or a
I
Mack
then
truck. Come
swung
on.
at him
This is
and he hit
ridiculous.
me again. At that point in
hit
time,
her,
I was
yeah.
nursing my wrist, which was hurting, throbbing. I was trying to gather my belongings. He proceeded to hit me and kick me several more times, yelling, "You
Yes.
fat bee,
Yeah.
you black bee, you need to get out
Oh,
of my
my God.
store."
That is
Did you call the
totally
police?
false.
I did. I called the police.
And what did
I
the
got my-
police
We
do?
were going to call the police
Wait
on
a
her.
minute. Let me hear what happened. What happened
I
to
called
police?
the police. By the time the police came, he had already closed down the store. He had already
It was
left the
6 o'clock
premises.
Let
in
me
the
hear what happened to
evening.
the police.
He had already closed the store down. He had already left the premises. They took my statement, and then they proceeded to try to contact him. They were unable to contact him. They ended up talking to the owner of the store, which happens to be his uncle. That's the only reason why his rude little behind still works there. And
That's ridiculous.
That's
This is a
how it went.
Well, they
Why
didn't
did
press
they all
charges?
stores?
They didn't press any charges?
I attempted
Of
to
course,
press
But
charges.
did the police press charges?
The police
No,
did
because
not
there's
press
no
charges.
charges to press. She's
I
out of-
attempted to press
that's why
charges,
we're
but
here.
basically because there are no
Do you have
witnesses.
any proof you
Nobody-
called the police?
Oh, you know what?
Because the police
sure do.
probably
No.
answered the phone and realized she's nuts.
I called them from my cell phone, and
they
I
laughed on the
have
phone.
to go
They
pay my
probably
cell
laughed.
phone when I leave here, and I have my cell phone bill
Okay,
right
I'll
here.
look
The
that over.
911
Get
call
the
is right
cell
on there.
phone
So
bill.
there.
Get the
At
cell
the
phone.
6
Go ahead and
o'clock.
take a look at that.
All right, bring it over here, Big Sugar Ray. All right, I think I know what's going on here. I'll go review this and review everything else. I'll be back in the second mud session. Thank you.
I was kind of curious as how this stick man was able to pull you out of the chair.
If you were listening, you would have heard me say push, not pull. There is a huge difference.
It doesn't
I was
really
bending
matter. It didn't
down.
happen.
I was bending down, fixing my shoe. If you're bending over and you're already in this position, your equilibrium
just
is
make up
off.
anything. It's not
Anybody, a
true.
12-year-old kid, if they push you hard enough and you're not expecting it, can push you out of a chair.
I'm curious as to what he would have had to have gained from treating you this way. He is obviously a manager for a reason. I know you said that there was a little nepotism going on, but the treatment that you're talking about is completely outlandish with the language that he used.
I
find
think
that very
I think
difficult
that he's
to
a
believe.
racist pig, and I think that they never stand
Okay,
anything
see?
to gain
Exactly.
other than just being
Embellish
nasty to
just a
people.
little bit.
And the only way you would know that is to plant a hidden camera on me, walk in my shoes for a day.
All rise! Extreme Akim, Extreme Akim, Extreme Akim, Extreme Akim.
All right, Miss Freeman and Mr. Graver, nobody knows what happened in that shoe store, but I got to just look at what the evidence is. The evidence is definitely that on this day that she entered your shoe store, she sprained her ankle. Sprained her wrist. It's right here in the medical report. I went back and checked her cell phone thing. She did call the police on the day that this incident happened. You said there was no police report, so I've got to weigh the evidence, and in this case, I think that she has proved, I don't know if she proved that you said the language or you treated her like that, but she definitely proved that she was what the legal term's called invitee. When a person enters a store, they're the invitee, and they're supposed to be treated with respect.
And she was.
Well, the fact is, she came in that store, she got a sprained wrist. She says she was treated abusively. I don't know. Based on your action here in courtroom today, I think she probably was. Based on your comments you're making to her, I think probably what she's saying is true, but that doesn't matter. My verdict for her is for the $350. But you'll probably just get your uncle to pay that, and he'll keep you on. So I don't think you'll learn a lesson.
That's another falsehood.
So I think you need to learn how to respect invitees to the store.
Or whoever wants to do whatever they want.
She gets a chance to get a little revenge on you. So what we're gonna do here, ma'am, I'm gonna allow you to sit in a chair, and you can put any of these items on your feet that you want. We've got garlic, we got sardines, we got blue cheese, and sir, you're then going to massage her feet and clean her feet after she rubs them all over her feet. And you know what? You're gonna do it with respect, too. So Sugar Ray, you take all these items, put the lady in a chair, and let's get him to massage her feet and wash her feet so he can learn some respect.
And I will always love you.
We got garlic, we got sardines, we got blue cheese, and sir, you're then going to massage her feet and clean her feet after she rubs them. Ma'am, you tell them your first item you want. You got blue cheese, garlic, sardines.
Let's go for the garlic.
Which would you start off with?
She's starting out at the garlic.
Garlic. Okay, open it up and hand her some garlic.
Yeah, let's let him touch that. That's gross. I don't want to mess up my nails anymore.
Come on in here.
Okay.
Come on in here, sir.
Okay, now, sir, I want you to wash your foot, and you do it with respect. So you learn what it's like to respect someone. What you put this woman through, most women should not have.
Come on.
Ma'am, are you starting to feel better?
I'm feeling much better.
Good.
Just having him on his knees in front of me is making me feel a whole lot better.
Once again.
And sir, are you gonna remember this next time you treat somebody rudely?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
I sure
and
will.
you know that they can always bring you back here to me too, don't you?
That's right.
Fully understand.
Okay, so wash that foot.
Yeah, make him rub
Close
it.
the store down now, baby. And I will always love you.
There you go. You're doing it good. Come on, get it.
You.
That's it. Rub it down. Rub it down.
The king of pop, Bobby Brown, everybody. Thank
All
you.
right, ma'am, you feel better?
Yeah.
That's good enough. Sir, that's good enough. All right, ma'am, you feel better?
I feel fabulous.
Sir, you remember this, okay?
I sure
Don't
will.
ever forget
Believe
this.
me.
You learn respect. Okay, next
Sure
case.
did.
The plaintiff is suing her former boyfriend for emotional distress and for a pardon to get out of her lease, which she currently shares with the defendant. The defendant is countersuing for $300, claiming the plaintiff destroyed some property of his and caused him to lose his job.
All right, Carol Carter, you're the plaintiff in this case. You're suing for $5,000 for emotional distress. You said you lived with the defendant and he caused you this emotional distress. Bob Turner, you're the defendant in this case. You're suing for $300. You say she destroyed some property of yours and caused you to lose your job. Okay, you're the plaintiff. Let's start off with you. What kind of emotional distress did he give you?
He has accused me of being responsible for him losing his job, which is patently false.
That's what he's suing you for. Tell me about it. Why did she cause you to lose your job?
She caused stress to me because she throws out, she all of a sudden becomes this vegan.
Right.
Okay. So because of that, she's throwing out all my things.
How long did y'all live together?
We've lived together for about let's see,
6 months.
6 months.
And then how long y'all been separated? How long?
We've been separated for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 months
Okay,
now.
so is that the $300 you're suing for the destroying the property, your food?
Yeah, my property that she threw out because all of a sudden she says I'm living an unhealthy lifestyle.
Okay. Is that why you broke up with her, because she became this vegan?
It was, yeah, well, it was slowly declining because she was I didn't break up with her because she was a vegan, because I accept that she's a vegan. It's just the fact that she kept trying to force, it was a control issue.
Right.
She kept trying to push this onto me.
To make you be a vegan. Okay,
yes.
He says that you came in and threw out all your food, all his food, and that really basically because you became a vegan, you forced it on him and basically ended the relationship.
Your Honor, that's really a very skewed way of looking at it. The food that I threw out was the food that had rotted because he didn't clean up after himself or put his things away. The other food that I threw away was food that he put on my side of the fridge because we'd kind of separated out that my things would be here and his things would be there. And we had discussed it. Before we moved in together, I told him that I was considering this change in my health lifestyle.
Right.
And he had been supportive of it. But then there was also the things that he put on my side of the fridge with my name written on it, sometimes with my picture on it.
What? Like what?
I was looking out for. I just didn't want her to mistakenly.
What was it?
Large portions of bologna, olive loaf.
And he put your picture on the bologna?
No, he put my picture actually on a large portion of head cheese. And I don't know if you have ever seen this.
I did.
It's served.
Why did you put a picture on the head cheese?
No, I was looking through some pictures and I was going through the fridge and I accidentally put it down. I forgot about it. No, I was looking through pictures and I just had it in my hand. I was grabbing something from the fridge and all of a sudden she comes up behind me and she's
That's
like,
not something that happens every day.
It's not something.
You drop a picture on a head of cheese.
It was
I had
taped.
it in my hand.
It was taped on all four sides.
It was not taped. It was.
But come on, man, $5,000 for your picture being on the head of cheese. What else is going on here?
That's not the only thing. There are others. He set out to intentionally embarrass me at various times with our friends in front of his family. He's claiming that I got him to lose his job. In the end, there's a bed that we shared as a couple. He got to the point where he was so much of a slob that he would actually go to bed with things like T-bone steaks in his hand, in his lap, and then he would roll over and get them all over me. And the final straw...
An exaggeration.
The final straw...
out of line.
Do you admit throwing out his good food?
One time.
Do you admit throwing out his cigarettes?
Yes, I do.
Do you admit throwing out his beer?
Again, one time.
And why did you do it?
It probably wasn't the right choice, but I did feel like I wanted to help him, and I felt like he was really doing harmful things to himself, and I felt frustrated.
That's my life choice.
Okay, was the value of this stuff about $300 for what you're saying?
After the amount of time that we had lived together and all the things that she threw out, she says she only did it once. She's done it multiple times, and she'd do it kind of sneaky, like here and there I'd find things missing.
Okay, but you're suing for $300, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm ready to render my decision. This case, what you have brought for $5,000 for emotional distress is what we call frivolous. You know what frivolous means? This case is thrown out. This whole case. The only proof is what you admitted, that you did destroy his property. I mean, he only sued for $300. So you remember whenever I told you that if to bring something that you wanted her to eat if you were to win this case?
That's right.
Okay, and you gave it to my assistants, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, I'm gonna ask that they bring it into the courtroom real fast. I'm gonna ask my assistant to take off the badge so we can see what it is. Remember whenever I told you that if to bring something that you wanted her to eat if you were to win this case?
That's right.
All right, Mr. Turner, you prepared this, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, I'm gonna ask my assistant to take off the badge so we can see what it is. Now, Mr. Turner, you expect her to eat that?
You are out. There is...
All
I
right,
just think...
Miss...
That is the most hostile, vindictive thing I could imagine you doing.
You put me through a lot.
All right, Miss Carter, this is what we're gonna do. The verdict was for the defendant in this case. So in this case, you have a choice. You can either eat what he prepared, or you can write him the check right now for the $300. All right, that's justice. Write out the check then, or you're gonna have to eat it. Write it out. Sugar Ray, take the check and give it to this man. That's justice.
Justice has been served today. I got my money. It would have been kind of nice, though, to see her eat that cow head.
I don't think the judge really heard my side of the story, so I don't think that was really fair.
Our first case dealt with someone who felt like they were being discriminated against. The most important act for discrimination was the Civil Rights Act passed by Congress. It says that you cannot discriminate against anyone based on race, national origin, religion, or sex. For example, if you go to a restaurant, they cannot refuse to serve you based on the fact that you are African American, Jewish, or even a female. So when it comes all said and done, individuals should treat others as individuals. So if you feel like you've been discriminated against, don't get revenge. Come to my court.